We weren't sure what to expect out of you, but apparently the reputation that you kind of got when you first came on the show isn't necessarily who you are. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, in essence, I think that they take a really strong personality and they can kind of turn it and twist it to any way that they want.
For sure.
You know, so they see someone that's feisty,
Yeah.
you know, maybe like has a tough exterior,
Yeah.
but can be a nice person.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know.
So would you describe yourself as like a little sassy? Like, how would you describe yourself?
I mean, I have parents that come from foreign backgrounds, and so they are extremely, like, diverse, you know,
Yeah.
very loud and opinionated. So it's like when we sit down at the dinner table, it's like everyone has to speak loud and talk loud and, you know, fight for attention.
Sure. So you got a big personality.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you got cast. Plus, you can cook, right?
Well, duh.
I mean, that's the
Like, whoa.
That
Yeah.
pudding that you made,
Yeah.
that pudding that you made.
Yeah.
Oh, it looked so good.
And it's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
When you're in situations like that, you know, these mystery boxes, you literally don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's one of the things that I talked to Howard and Savannah about is there's a few different types of challenges, but the two main ones is you have these mystery box challenges where you have, you know, you lift up this box and you have just a whole list of ingredients in there. Sometimes you don't even know what the stuff is. Like you had that one challenge where it was all ingredients from all parts of the world, and I mean, I didn't even know what half of the stuff is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which had to be hard because you don't even know what you're cooking with. And then you have these group challenges where you go out and you're cooking for hundreds of different people. And so there's different styles. Which one did you find harder?
well, I mean, I think that the group challenges are always extremely difficult because, you know, you're working with bigger personalities and a lot of people in the kitchen can definitely turn into some turmoil. So I would say for myself, the mystery boxes were just a little bit more difficult because you can really tend to overthink what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, you have an option, and along with the mystery box, I mean, I don't think you guys know this, but different from other seasons, season 1, season 2, we actually have provided a staple pantry too as well. So
Okay.
besides what's under the box, you know, we get like
You
flour,
can add in other
sugar,
things,
yeah,
yeah.
there's like staple things that we're allowed.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit more pliable to work with,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Which
So-
had to help. I mean, because...
Oh yeah, because you need those staples. You
Sure.
need your sugar, you need butter, you need flour.
Yeah, I was
you need
thinking that.
things.
And I also asked them, I'm like, do you guys get recipes? Because I don't even, like Natasha, I don't even know. I think I'm a decent cook. I really do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even know where to begin on how to make a lemon meringue pie. Like, I've never made one in my life.
Seriously, I think a lot of us actually, in this season you can see it's a lot of baking. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of us actually went into it knowing a lot. Our knowledge, our extensive, like, you know, cooking background really helped us with a lot of it. So you can see you know, some challenges we actually do struggle.
Yeah.
You know, you can see the last one, Beat Me, struggled because, you know,
He
he
put
just-
in the wrong ingredients.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
So, I mean, that's the essence of a pressure test.
Yeah.
You really are under an immense amount of pressure.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's been fascinating watching you, especially on the show, because when you first came on the show and you did the audition thing and that whole process, you immediately caught my attention because you were declaring yourself beautiful and all these things like, and immediately we went, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're watching her. Is she the villain? Like, what's going on? Because
You're the feisty one.
I've gotten so much heat for that.
I bet you have.
that's what I wanted to ask you. Is like, what were people's perception when you said
Well,
that?
no, honestly, I think a lot of people are like, wow, this chick is like extremely narcissistic,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But,
Yeah.
you know, you have to understand it's television. It's reality. They want the ratings. They want people to watch the show.
Sure.
They want to make people a certain way, which is understandable. I mean, and it's a general comment. You know, I'm not pretty to just sit here and cook, whatever. That's a statement. It doesn't necessarily mean it's towards me. It's just a statement. So it's been pretty interesting, you know, hearing the feedback on Twitter and, you know, all of the
Well,
haters.
you're one of the most
Right.
popular ones on Twitter. I mean, you,
Good and bad.
Jesse,
Yeah.
and Chrissy are the top 3 that have the most followers right now. So.
I mean, honestly, like, when I get a nice tweet in, I really appreciate it. I'm happy
Yeah.
that people are watching the show and really, you know, seeing the good of it. And then people that, you know, are just going to be mean and whatnot.
Well, that's what social media is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Of
think
course,
that, you
yeah.
know, having thick skin also helps. You know, you just kind of ignore it and go on with your day.
Well, when you declare yourself that and you
Yeah.
put it out there, you know it's coming back at you,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like people are going to disagree and they're going to say, "Oh, well, she's not beautiful. She's this and that."
100%.
It's like, but it's crazy. You're a beautiful lady, and so
Well,
you know,
thank you.
I give you the thumbs up. I don't know if that matters. I don't know what I'm talking
And
about.
he's adorable.
Yeah.
Great.
Alright.
But you know, when you first came on, I immediately go, okay, she's going to be the villain, if
Yeah.
you will, of the show. But it's changed a little bit. You've gotten more about the cooking, and you haven't really been as featured as much as Chrissy. Now, this Chrissy girl seems to me like she's taking your reins and is like, okay, I'm now going to be the big personality. I'm going to be the one who is going to be the, the villain of the show per se. Do you agree with that? Do you think that she's, kind of taken over that role?
Well, I would just, Chrissy has a very big personality
I'll
too.
say,
I
yes.
mean,
Did you guys clash?
Is it a bit that you guys hate each other on the show? Or do you really not like it?
I hate to say the word hate. We are two
Dislike.
different people.
Do you really not? Do you guys? Were you guys faking it when you guys were going at each other in the episodes we've seen so far on MasterChef?
There's so much that goes on behind the camera that, there are certain things that I can't forgive and things that have happened and stuff. And I want the best for her. I think that good things are going to come for her from this. But other than that, no, it's real. I mean, there's just things that...
So no best friend necklace is going to be shared?
Oh, man.
No sleepovers?
I like how she saved you in the last episode, though.
Well, that's the thing, it's a roller coaster when you're on there,
which was crazy. I thought for sure she'd have you compete, and she saved you.
Well, she thinks that I'm a weaker competitor, which is, she's playing the game right, But her giving Jordan heat...
Well, that's the thing that I don't understand. And, even if somebody was on the fence with her before, that immediately made me go, well, this chick, what's up with her? Because what had happened was there was another contestant on the show named Jordan. And
he's real good.
Who looks like he's real good,
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a team captain. He lost one of these team challenges, and he had the opportunity to save himself and not have to compete in what's called the pressure test, where they have to cook and somebody gets eliminated from it. Well, Jordan took it. He's like, what, I get to save myself? Hell yeah, I'm going to save myself. I'm not doing it. Which is smart.
Yeah.
And Chrissy said, listen, where I'm from, that's a bitch move. Literally, quote, that's a bitch move.
Right.
And he would have got his ass kicked and all this stuff. And then when it was her turn to be the team captain... she saved herself, so she did the exact same thing.
Chrissy's my favorite player. I gotta defend Chrissy on this one.
How can you defend that?
I totally see where she's coming from. Jordan was awful when he was the team captain. Back me up, Natasha.
You know what? He did. There's a lot of stress, and I think it was the people that he was working with. It was the first team challenge. It's so hard to take that role on.
But he messed up a lot more than Chrissy messed up when she was the team captain. Would you agree with that?
Not 100%. I was on
really?
I was on her
you
team.
were on her team.
So I know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know exactly what happened. So...
Yeah, see, don't be trying to
Chrissy
defend...
doesn't care because everyone hates her anyways.
Oh, whatever.
Right.
I don't... That's ridiculous. So, Natasha, have you always been a good cook, or is that something that you got interested in later?
It's crazy. I think as I started to get more into my, 20s, I started to pick it up more. But I grew up in a house full of cooking. My dad is an extremely phenomenal chef. I grew up in South Africa, and we had 2 restaurants there.
Oh my gosh.
So, it was so easy to pick up. I just remembered stuff, and I started, from seeing my dad cook and things. So it just sparked a new passion in my life.
What is your go-to dish? The one dish you go, dude, I make this, people always love it.
I love to make homemade pizzas, from scratch. Every single topping on any pizza that you want. When you come into my house,
really?
I'll cook multiple different types. One for your liking, one for yours. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just like to have fun. I really do.
Do you go to Trader Joe's to get the pizza dough, or do you make your
No, make my own pizza
dough. Come on. That was almost offensive.
That's the most fun part about it.
Yeah.
That's fun?
Yeah.
What do you think? She's getting the boboli?
I don't know. It seems really hard. It seems really hard.
So when you heard about MasterChef, did you know immediately, oh, that's something I want to do?
Well, it's funny because me and my husband, we both watched, all the seasons.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting at home being like, gosh, I could never, I don't know, I could never try out for that show. I would never even make it.
Yeah. Really?
So, yeah, I was just, I'm a huge fan of the show. I love watching it. It's intense. You're sitting there, you're sweating when you're watching it.
Yeah.
So, it came around to the auditions, and my husband was like, just, do it. And so we went down to the West End, and it was funny because him and I got, a huge argument the night before, and I was like, I'm not going.
You ruined my dream!
I know. Damn it. And we made up, and we went down to the hotel, and it was fun.
What was your dish? Because we heard from the other people you had to bring a dish with you.
What I did was I stayed local, Howard I did a seared ahi, But the thing is, I brought my blowtorch. Couldn't use a blowtorch there, so I pre-seared some, and then I had some like non-seared.
Yeah.
I had everything in mason jars, like really neatly put away. And the thing is they're not just looking at how you're bringing your dish; they're looking at how you're putting it together.
Sure.
Because they want to make sure that when you're on the show, you know how to compose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So they give you the 3 minutes to be able to plate your dish, and then they come around and try it. So they'd like to be able to know that you can do that.
And being a home cook, how do you know how to do that? Have you just watched things, and like, how did you figure out how to do that?
You know, it is a passion. So, you know, someone that has a hobby for cars, you know, they're going to know how to
Sure.
take apart an engine and put it together.
Right.
So with cooking, it's the same way. It's like, you know, you read a lot, you try different techniques when you're at home if you have the time, and that's pretty much how I.
And do you want this to, you know, you're on MasterChef, this is a national profile, these huge things happening. Do you want this to parlay into a career in cooking, or?
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. There's so many options out there, and right now, Savannah and I are actually working together. We're starting a little catering company up together.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
Smart.
yeah, we're doing our
Very good.
first catering event at the Bearcat Tattoo Gallery.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing next month. It's an awesome place. It's like a unique tattoo joint. It's down in the art district,
Okay.
down in Little Italy.
Cool.
So we're super excited for that. It's going to be our first like big event.
Sure.
Well, I hear the Food Network's looking for some new talent.
Oh.
We want to submit a video.
Yeah. Don't be racist.
I don't think they can handle me.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a,
you're
too
you
much.
might be too
I'm
much.
too
Yeah.
feisty.
Yeah. Would you ever want to do another kind of show like that, like Top Chef or
jeez.
Food Network Star or anything like that?
It's so hard because the amount of time that you know you're gone. It's tough. It's rough, especially
You have
when
a
you have
family,
a family.
right? You got little ones.
Yeah, I have an 18-month-old almost, and so it's extremely hard. You know, behind the scenes and everything, being away from your family, not being able to talk to them.
I bet.
It's so hard.
Yeah. What would you say that's the hardest part about doing a reality show like that?
Yeah, I would say
probably a lot,
it's
right?
pretty hard. There's a lot, yeah. You know, and also like being able to push yourself. You know, it's a competition. You need to be able to be tough and strong. So, yeah, I think all of that.
Were you exhausted when it was over?
Oh my gosh, it was so crazy. I remember talking to everyone and being like, God, it's so weird being back into like real life.
Yeah.
You know, you have a cell phone back.
Yeah.
You're able to go on the
'Cause
internet.
you're so secluded,
You
you
don't
didn't
have
know.
like someone watching you the whole time.
So you didn't have your baby with you when you guys were? No. How old was your baby at the time when you left?
When I left, I had just put him into daycare. He was 1.
Wow.
That had to be really hard.
It was tough. It was really
Unbelievable.
tough. Yeah.
So let's talk about the judges for a second. You know, it's Gordon Ramsay. You got Joe's screaming at people, and all, which is kind of interesting because when you see Gordon Ramsay, you kind of think, oh, he's the mean guy. You know, he's going to be the tough judge, and he's really not on MasterChef. Like he seems pretty chill. Joe's the guy that you got to worry about.
Yeah, Joe definitely spews a lot of comments
Right?
to a lot of the contestants.
Making Howard cry.
Yeah, seriously. Not just once. I
Yeah,
think
right?
I was teary-eyed. I don't know. You know, I think that Gordon Ramsay, he is a very sweet man. You know, he wants nothing but the best for everyone. And so that's why he's willing to help. And he's
Yeah.
open. And he just wants to see you succeed. So, and then as far as Joe, I think maybe that's just his mentality. That's how he shows his affection. I mean, he's a nice guy, though. He
Yeah.
really is.
So
a
you
very
like
nice
them
gentleman.
off camera
Yeah,
and stuff
they're
like that?
they're
They were cool.
goofballs. They're funny.
Really?
Yeah, they're always playing like jokes on each other.
It seems so cool.
Joe's
All
always
of them.
playing his guitar.
Oh my gosh,
Really?
that's so hot.
Yeah.
That's so hot.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever he had a
Graham.
chance, like whenever we saw him, he was playing the
She
guitar.
has a
Graham.
very bizarre crush on
Joe
Joe
and
and
Graham.
Graham.
I love Graham. I mean,
love
going
Graham.
into it, I love Graham just because
I love Graham.
Okay, we heard you.
Oh.
I think it's just, you know, it's extremely amazing to watch someone as young as him going into the culinary field.
How
and
old
being
is he?
So successful. He's like mid-30s now.
Okay.
But he went
He's been
into
huge
it.
for a long time.
Yeah,
Right.
27, getting his first Michelin
awesome.
star. I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the most controversial moments so far this season was when you made Beth cry.
Oh my god.
Now, I say, hey, she was asking for it. Like, I got no problem. She called your dish disgusting, which you're like, what? Like, hey, we're in a cooking competition. You call my dish out and say it's disgusting. Like, I'm not okay with that. So you guys started this argument where this Beth started, and she's crying and all this stuff. Ashley thought you went too far. I didn't think so. Ashley did. What do you think looking back at it now?
The thing is like, I'm a very, very competitive person. And so, you know, being in these team challenges and losing, you know, it's kind of a sore spot in your heart once you lose.
Sure.
So the thing is and the emotions are very high because, you know, we're away from our family, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I know I took it a little too far. You know, I hated watching it on TV because it made me look like such a bad person. And you know, and Beth and I are so beyond that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
So you
no,
guys are
no,
cool.
no, yeah.
That makes me so happy.
Oh, we're way beyond that.
I thought
And we
Beth
laugh
was going
about
to
it.
pass out from pain.
No.
She was a little
Her
overboard.
face
Really
is-
think? I mean,
This
really?
is the thing is that she was actually she was a little bit emotional about other things other than that competition. You know, she was missing her fiance or boyfriend at the time. She's engaged now.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, so you know things like
Good
that.
time of the
So
month.
yeah, something like
probably.
that.
Happens.
It was mine too.
Oh, see, well, look out,
Range.
look out.
That
Yeah.
explains
That's
a lot.
synced
I
up
can
the whole
relate to
thing.
that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I'm telling you right now, Natasha, now meeting you, knowing you're from San Diego, all that stuff, I want you to win. I hope you win. We're not going to find out for a while. Like, it airs tonight. Hopefully you're doing well. You can't tell us anything, but we're pulling for you.
Oh, great.
I mean, you know, when you first came on, I wasn't so sure about you, but now I'm a fan. I like you, Natasha, so I'm hoping you win the whole thing. And if you do, you got to come back.
Oh, for sure.
Right on.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. That's Natasha. She's on MasterChef. It airs tonight on Fox. You got to check it out. It is a great show. I'm telling you, it's a great show. I love it. All right, coming up, the Yankees general manager had a little message for